back to the Cranberry Cornstalk YouTube channel. Since the last video when we went antiquing, I did find an antique that I wanted to share with you. It is a candle mold, an old-fashioned candle mold. I fell in love with this. I needed it to decorate with, but I found some really good use for it to make some more crafts. So today's video is going to be about how to make candles and a candle mold. I had to do a lot of research. It's been years since I even tried to make candles, but it was a lot of fun and I learned a lot. Some things you need to know about making candles. If you really want it to burn or just for looks, that's two different things. If you want it to burn nicely through the center, there's all kinds of things you have to do that way. But if you want it just for looks to hang, like I wanted mine for, it's pretty easy, pretty simple. There's not really a lot of rules. But if you're interested in that, watch the video that I have made for you and let's roll. Okay guys, so the first thing you want to do is cover everything with foil. It gets everywhere even when you don't think it will. It's there. It'll ruin your manicure too. But you can see here I just have a wax pot that I used, and it has some old coffee grounds from the last batch I used, but it's okay because I like my candle wax dirty. Here's the cappuccino hazelnut. The number's right on there from Keystone Candle Supply. That's the scent that I used. It is skin safe, but again, your manicure will be ruined. Make yourself a double boiler. Any old pot will do. Just put your wax pot into another pan of water. Now you got to figure out how to thread your candle mold. That mine was an antique, so it's older, but there are holes in it. So what I did was I wrapped a small piece of wire around the end and just threaded it from the bottom to the top. And you can see the loops at the top here on my candle mold when I get back into view. But just straight up the tube, out the other end, make a loop at the top because you'll be hanging it there, and then go straight back down. You'll do it over and over again across each one, and you'll back down through the bottom, through the tube to the bottom, just loop it through there and back up again. Just thread it back and forth until you get all of the candles you want. Just remember to leave yourself loops at the top end that's wider so you can pull the candles out whenever they're finished. The next thing I did was I coated, you can see some wax down in here while it's still soft. Push the wax all up around. I use an old aluminum cake pan, or I guess it was a bread pan, to catch the wax, and that way I could throw it away when I'm done. But put the wax in there and I shoved it up underneath the candle mold because there are holes in the bottom and that wax will run out. I just kept pushing it up in there while it was warm. It actually served to help hold the candle mold upright too while I was working, because when you spill that and there's hot wax everywhere, you probably won't do it twice. You'll be like me and just have a mess. So just push your warm wax up underneath of your candle mold on the small end before you fill your wax. And once your wax is melted, it's ready to go. You see I threaded it here. I almost forgot to finish videoing after I dumped the wax in, but I did leave two holes left to show you. You just have your threaded wax and you're dumping your candle wax down in the tubes. Now do it really slowly and about the same pace, because from what I understand, if you do it too fast, it gets air in it and then you end up with a big crevice in the top of your candle, which you will anyway. So once it dries a little bit and settles, it shouldn't be quite as bad. But what I did was I kept coming back and working. The wicks, they pretty much do what you want them to do. They're stiff, so I just wiggled them back to the center of the candle, otherwise they'll be touching the sides. So the wicks I kept working with as the wax cooled and tried to center them just by pinching them and moving around. It worked pretty good for me. I mean, I'm sure it's doesn't always work out that well, but while it was still pliable, I just kept moving the wick to the center of the candle so it wasn't laying against, against the side. You can see here the wax is starting to get a little bit more firm, and again I'm just working with the wicks to center them so they stay in the center of the candle. There are ways to prop them up, and I've seen people use clothespins, bobby pins, all kinds of ways, so you might want to try that. I'm just not a patient person and I'm always in a hurry, so I kept messing with it because I just can't stop. And here you can see the wax got nice and hard, so I had absolutely no leaks. I was tickled that that worked. I wasn't sure if it would or not, but the wax at the bottom really worked. And here they are. I pulled them out. I forgot the video sliding them out, but you just run them under warm water, pretty hot water actually, and slide the candles out then with the wick. And you can see they're not perfectly centered, but mine were to be for looks and not for anything else. And this is blackened wax, so the wax is black, which is the way I like it. And then I just rolled them in cinnamon when I was done to give it that grungy blackened wax look, and I was so happy with the way they turned out. I made a ton of them, so check out my website at thecranberrycornstock.myshopify.com. And I thank you so much for stopping back at the Cranberry Cornstalk YouTube channel. And if you would like to, if you're in your subscription, please hit subscribe and make sure you hit the thumbs up. Thanks again, and we'll see you in the next video.